Good evening and welcome to the 66th annual meeting of Members Choice Financial Credit Union. My name is Ashley Pyle and I am the marketing specialist for Members Choice. I would like to make a brief announcement before we begin. All lines have been placed on mute to prevent background noise. Participation is required in two sections of our meeting. First, to approve the minutes of the annual meeting held on April 3rd, 2018. Second, to adjourn this year's annual meeting. At those times, all lines will be unmuted. Your response will be requested, aye to approve, nay to oppose, then all lines will once again be placed on mute. I would now like to introduce Rich Knaus to begin tonight's meeting.
Welcome to the 2020 annual meeting of Members Choice Financial Credit Union, reflecting the financial year ending 12/31/2019. I'm Rich Knaus, a member of the Board of Directors, and I thank you for attending our 66th annual meeting. For the safety of our members, we are hosting our annual meeting virtually. COVID-19 did not impact our 2019 performance, but as many of you have experienced, it has changed the way we operated over the last 3 months. We thank you for your patience as we have followed the guidelines of the CDC, Department of Health, and the Governor. We continue to provide service to you and your families. The minutes, program, and a video detailing the commitment to our members and the communities we serve can be found on our website by searching annual meeting. Please take some time to see the great things your credit union has been doing in the communities we serve. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Dan Angel, Chairman of the Board of Directors, to call the 66th annual meeting to order.
Thank you, Rich. Good evening and welcome, everyone. My name's Dan Angel, and I'm the Chairman of the Board for Members Choice. I want to thank you all for attending our annual meeting tonight and being a critical part of our success of the credit union. The purpose of the annual meeting is to report the financial condition of our credit union to our members. The 66th annual meeting of Members Choice Financial Credit Union is now called to order. Mr. Bastian, do we have a quorum present?
Mr. Chair, there are 44 members in attendance. This constitutes a legal quorum as defined in our bylaws.
Thank you. We have met the quorum requirement established in our bylaws, and we will now proceed with the meeting. The minutes of the annual meeting held on April 3, 2018 have been posted on our website. You can find the annual meeting page at mcfcu.org/annual meeting. Do I have a motion that we accept the minutes as presented?
I accept the meeting minutes from April 3rd, 2019.
Okay. Sebastian?
I'll second that.
Matt Hoger, second. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Minutes of the April 3, 2018 annual meeting are approved. The Treasurer's and Supervisory Committee reports can be found on our website in the annual meeting booklet. If you have any questions, please contact any member of the committee or me, and we will be happy to answer your questions. It is now my pleasure to introduce Matthew Hoger, Vice Chair, to acknowledge the service milestones.
It's my pleasure to recognize our employees and volunteers who have reached service milestones during 2019. Annually, we recognize employees who have reached 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25-year service levels. This year, we have recipients with 20, 15, 10, and 5 years of service. Representing 10 years of service, Board Member Mary Pisano. Representing 20 years of service, Doreen Artley, Lead MSR. Representing 15 years of service, Barb Gemberling, Member Service Representative. Representing 10 years of service, Mary Grotti, Loan Servicing Assistant. Representing 5 years of service, Carla Schmidt, Collections Manager. Service milestones are a sign of employee and volunteer commitment to the organization and of Members' Choice. We appreciate your service and thank all of you for all you do. Congratulations to Allie Munschauer. Allie won the 2019 Chapter Youth Ambassador Competition and will be competing in Atlantic City in October in the state competition. This year, we actively engaged partners on many deserving projects in the areas we serve. A list of the major partnerships can be found in your annual meeting booklet. I return the floor to Dan Angel to give the chairman's report.
Thanks, Matt. So good evening, everyone, and I'd like to cordially welcome everyone again to the 66th annual meeting of the Members' Choice Financial Credit Union. My name is Dan Angel, and I'm honored to represent the Board of Directors and welcome the members and employees of the credit union to this year's meeting. The theme of this year's annual meeting is Growing Our Competitive Advantage, Trust. In a market of traditional banks, fintechs, and credit unions, products and services are very similar. Our focus is not to compete on rates, but to build a relationship of trust. Trust is our competitive advantage, and we will continue to strengthen our legacy relationships and build new ones. Without the trust of our members and customers, our staff, and our community, we could not be successful and continue our positive growth that I will talk about later in this report. The largest community that we serve is the core membership community. The need is the requirement for a safe and dependable financial services platform. The channels we provide to support this constituent group are the products and services of traditional banking. Savings, checking accounts, certificates, health savings, and money market accounts are the basics of deposits. Loans, mortgage, home equity, auto, business, education, credit cards, and unsecured loans provide for member needs beyond their savings. Led by our Chief Membership Experience Officer, Elba Arenas, and with the support of her team, we continue to invest our efforts in community outreach. One of our top programs this past year was our financial literacy initiative aimed at both children and adults. This past year, we held a summer program, Financial Literacy in the Park, a children's program. We also developed an adult literacy program titled Rising Out of Poverty, aimed at the underserved in our community. I also want to take a few minutes to mention some other community activities over the past year to include our annual golf outing raised $20,000 for Post-40 Veterans Emergency Relief Fund and Think Big. We owe a lot to our veterans, and the credit union will always be focused from a philanthropy perspective. National Night Out is always a popular event, and this year was no different as we saw a record number of people stopping at our booth. A list of all the local groups we supported this year can be found in the program. Trust is not just a word, it is the mission of your credit union, and I hope the programs I just mentioned and the information in your program help you realize our commitment is to trust. Cybersecurity has been a big focus this year and is obviously a concern nationally. We are lobbying for a national data security and privacy framework to protect all of our members' data. We are trying to accomplish this by leveling the playing field to bring merchants to the same standard as financial services providers. And as a credit union, we have also invested significantly in data security over the past year. I am very proud to report that financially, the credit union had our best year ever. Some key numbers which you will find in the presentation, and I'll just summarize them. Our assets were $157 million. Loan balances increased to $114 million. Our dividends were $995,000. We posted a net income of $1.6 million. We had a very strong loan to share ratio of 80.7%. And very importantly, 13.6% of our loans in the communities we serve are member business loans. These financial accomplishments are only possible with the involvement of the entire community, including our great employees. A continued focus on excellence, strong vision from management, execution, and a true focus on member satisfaction were the keys that continued to drive our success in 2019, and for that, I thank everyone. A special shout out to our president, Jim Barbarich, and the key leaders, Brian Wichter, Gene Miller, and Elba Arenas for their steady leadership, which also contributed to a great year. Additionally, volunteers are so critical to the success of the credit union. Our board of directors has provided exceptional oversight and guidance, which is the sign of a successful board throughout the year and as the challenges have arisen here. I'm very impressed with the competency and dedication of the board of directors in my first year as the chairman and wanted to acknowledge them individually. Matthew Hoger, Rich Knaus, Mary Fasano, Doug Bastian, Christine Herrerian, and Lindsay Morolf. Thanks, everyone. I really want to stress the credit union difference. It is a fact that only 49% of Americans cannot come up with $400 for an emergency expenditure. Members' Choice is an option to payday lenders that has an APR 400% less than those of other lenders. We can also offer financial counseling to members who need to get through the crisis as needed. Typical lenders do not provide this type of help. And frankly, in today's environment, that's a great option. Financially, our tax-exempt status is the catalyst that allows us to provide value to all Americans. The credit union tax exemption was granted based on two clear differences between us and banks. Our structure is a not-for-profit financial member-owned cooperative. Our mission is to promote thrift and provident lending. This clearly defines us differently than the for-profit banking model. The estimated credit union tax exemption nationally is $1.9 billion, and the value that brings in return is $192 billion in economic impact. That's a great return, and we must continue to fight to preserve it. So again, I want to thank you for your commitment to Members' Choice and for attending this year's annual virtual meeting. Doug Bastian will announce the results of the election.
There were two nominations made by the nominating committee to fill the two vacant positions on the board of directors. According to our bylaws, the nominating committee must nominate members to fill the number of vacancies on the board of directors. Those nominees are Rich Knaus and Lindsay Morolf. Since there were no petitions filed with the nominating committee, I will cast a ballot for these two directors and declare them elected for a 3-year term.
Thanks, Doug. I would like to ask now for the attention of the elected directors for the installation ceremony as a member of the board of directors. You've been elected to the board as a director of Members' Choice Financial Credit Union. Upon you rests the responsibility of directing the policies of Members' Choice. it is required that you familiarize yourself with sound credit union philosophy and practices, the law and bylaws governing your credit union, that you attend the monthly meeting of the directors, and that you decide wisely on matters of policy and administration. I charge you then with these responsibilities. Do you, to the best of your ability, promise to do the things which are required of you to successfully direct the policies of Members' Choice and to extend its benefits to all those who are eligible for membership? Thank you. I hereby present you to the membership as the newly elected Directors of Members' Choice Financial Credit Union and wish you every success and great pleasure in the performance of your duties. Thank you very much for assuming this responsibility and taking the time from your personal and business schedule to serve our members. It is now my pleasure to introduce our President and CEO, Jim Barberich.
I wanted to take a quick look at the numbers. I know Dan had already stole my thunder and told you what a great year it was. But if we can look at the balance sheet, I think the importance of this is just to see the year-to-year performance changes. You know, our assets grew to $157 million. That's a $5 million increase, or a 3.4% growth. Investments were up $13.9 million, and loans were off a bit at $8 million. I think the biggest thing is our retained earnings grew by $1.6 million, which is a 13.4% increase. On the income statement, our loan income was up to $668,000. That's a $5.9 million increase, or an increase of 12.7%. And investment income rose 15%. Out of that, in addition to the $1.6 million, we paid members dividends back of $991,000. And our year-over-year improvement in net income was 79.4%. So how does that compare with other credit unions of our size nationally and within the state? The chart you're looking at right now, we represent the blue line. The orange line are credit unions in the $100 to $500 million category, $250 million category nationally. And the red line indicates credit unions who are Pennsylvania credit unions in that same asset category. So as you can see, our ROA performance is 1.04%, and it represents a significant difference over the national credit unions in our asset group, and an even more significant difference in the credit unions that were Pennsylvania credit unions who struggled to break even this year. So welcome. You know, one of the responsibilities that I have as your CEO is to report to the membership the state of the credit union. And it's my pleasure to report that 2019 we had a record year in earnings, return on asset, and net worth. As members, you should all share in this accomplishment. 2019 was our strongest performance year since our chartering 66 years ago. The metrics for success can be found in the key ratios section of the annual booklet and online if you look those up. But it's key that we use these metrics as we navigate and execute our business plan. The graphics integrate peer performance for comparison that provides a perspective between credit unions our size nationally and within Pennsylvania. We have consistently outperformed the credit unions in our asset group, both nationally and at the state level. This is a team result, and I thank our team for their collective contributions to our success. The theme of this year's annual meeting is trust, and we have labeled this our competitive advantage. Products are commodities offered by all financial institutions, but it is our commitment to service that sets us apart. As we have grown over the years, we have developed a strong bond of trust. It is the bond that we focus on strengthening every day through the service delivered to you. But the service model is changing. We've seen a decline in the trends, with lower transactions executed at our branches and increased volume of transactions executed in our mobile platform and online banking. This is a generational preference that we've focused on in our strategic initiatives to grow and serve. The strategy is crafted around developing an omni-channel that integrates the mobile and desktop solutions into one. The development and testing were completed in April, and we have successfully launched this application. In addition to consolidating the application, we've enhanced the security, speed, and efficiency. Whether you prefer to use your phone, the desktop computer, a laptop, or a tablet, the screen and functionality are the same, and you can customize the dashboard to meet your needs. We've also invested in redesigning our card program by expanding the products to meet your needs. Our hard work last year will result in a new debit card program in July and a new credit card program being launched in September. We've built the new programs on the Visa platform to better serve members. We realize that one card doesn't meet everyone's need. The Visa program platform brings flexibility and choice, as well as offering some new products targeted at building a credit history for our younger members. You'll be able to select the card that best aligns with you and your lifestyle. So please watch for information as we get closer to conversion dates. And remember, everyone will receive a new card. These service model changes are targeted to provide the most efficient and safe environment for you to conduct your financial transactions. The ability to do your banking when you want, where you want, was a critical component in our design. At year's end, we launched a refresh to our website to enhance the experience with focus on style and easy navigation in a more secure environment. On the financial front, 2019 was a year where the Federal Reserve reduced the discount rate, offsetting the previous actions of 2018 where they started to increase rates. The forecast for 2020 was a neutral year. This report being presented follows the single largest decline in the stock market at a time where the 10 and 30-year treasuries have dropped to their lowest levels ever. This unprecedented decline in the treasury yields is set up for what is clearly going to be a challenging 2020 in the financial services space. Fear is the driving component stemming from the unknown impact of coronavirus. The antidote for fear is trust. A good friend once told me, a person I have a deep respect for, shared his perspective. Trust is like a bank account. You need to make deposits before you can make withdrawals. This definition has been a staple in my thinking well before I migrated into financial services. It is why we focus on you and your needs as a member. We have framed a caption around member experiences. It's personal. We're here to partner, listen, educate, and deliver services that will enhance your lives. Trust is an important part in the formula of success and is inherent in every experience we have with you. We focus on every member experience with the desired outcome of improving the quality of your life. I encourage you to stop in and share your challenges and dreams with a member of our team. We can provide you with some options to overcome those challenges and help make your dreams come true. This is one of our trust deposits. I've had conversations with many members regarding economic issues and how their lives have been impacted by these. The main theme in all these discussions center around unplanned life events. The fear surrounding job loss, reduction in income, rising healthcare costs, and parent-elder care may seem to be overwhelming. To each one of these members, I always offer the comforting promise that Members' Choice will be there to help them get through. Another topic of concern is how to preserve savings to achieve my intended benefits to my heirs when I've passed. This conversation is important to many of you. We've discussed legacy saving strategies to make sure your hard-earned savings are targeted to do the things you want when you're gone. Our promise to start with a conversation, so please don't shoulder the burden alone. Come in and see us. As I close my report, I would like to thank the board for their support in articulating our vision. The senior management team for their focus and dedication to delivering outstanding performance we achieved this year, and our staff who delivers world-class service with every member experience. It is this focus from Members' Choice team that is at the foundation of the trust relationship. we have built, and it is a key differentiator of us to the competition. Thanks for being an important part of Members' Choice. So I wanted to just take a moment to talk a little bit about what you can expect next in our actions to combat the coronavirus spread. The governor has started to relax the shelter-in-place orders. As counties go to the green status, we will be restoring lobby service. As we restore services, we will be respecting the social distancing guidelines in place as recommended by the CDC and the Department of Health. In addition, we will be requiring masks be worn inside our buildings. These steps are to protect our employees and our members. We take this responsibility seriously and will err on the side of caution. Now is the time that I really get excited about because it gives me an opportunity to highlight one of our employees who is a non-exempt employee who does an outstanding job of emulating and living our corporate values. This shouldn't be considered with a person who is the hardest worker, although sometimes it is, but as a person who's being recognized based on the work that they've done in living our corporate values. I'd like to acknowledge past recipients who are on this meeting call tonight. 2008, Emily Showers. 2011, Carol Altimer. 2015, Deb Kowaleski. 2016, Jessica Morden. 2017, Mary Grotti. And last year's winner, 2018, Dorian Artley. It's always a challenge to just select one person from our team for this honor, and the scorecard mirrors our corporate values. The first one I'd like to talk about is leading change and inventing the future. This year's recipient is a constant. When speaking about the branch she works at, members refer to her, not the branch. Leadership through the pursuit of excellence and owning the results. Leading by example is a key trait she possesses. Her acts of kindness comfort everyone she interacts with. Being open and honest. It's easy to be open and honest, but what defines this year's recipient is her focus on maintaining the team member's self-esteem when delivering feedback. We are one team committed to one result. She is always focused on the outcome, our outcome, which is your financial and personal safety. And as everyone knows, everyone in this organization plays an important role in our success. She's all-inclusive in all her actions. I know she just wants to get back to her familiar chair in her home branch, and I'm honored to award the 2019 President's Award to Barb Gemberling. Congratulations, Barb. I'd like to turn the meeting back over to Dan Angel.
Thanks, Jim. We appreciate everyone's attendance to the Members' Choice annual meeting. Obviously, this year was a little different. It's been a challenging few months, but we know with our strong membership, our strong employee team, and our leadership, we will get through this very well. So lastly, I would like to ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting. First.
So moved.
Matt?
Second.
Doug? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? Okay, the 66th annual meeting stands adjourned. Thank you, everyone, and stay safe.